of course, Lucille is turning 95 in a couple of months. So I go way, way back on the Mullen family. And my first, you can't hear me.
Yeah. Yes.
My first memories go back when we lived at 945 Ralston Hill. And my first memory is my memory of George, who has passed on, my sister Ethel, who has passed on. Then I came, and Sister Myrtle, and Marjorie. Well, Tommy was in there. I forgot him. When Tommy was born, my older sister, number 2 in the family, was not feeling well. She was a kindergartner, and we lost her. The doctor gave her the wrong medicine. In those days, you didn't have any inquiries or anything, and they buried her. And we missed her very much. But Tommy was born. We moved across the street. We had Sister Mildred. The family was growing too fast, so Mama had a big wicker buggy that she used to push. You didn't have cars in those days. And she put Tommy and Mildred in the buggy. Myrtle and I and Margie would walk beside her down the hill to the Wiggs grocery store. And we'd get our groceries. Myrtle and I always had a nickel that we took about half an afternoon to figure out how to spend it. But we earned our money then. And one day we went down there, and she told, our mother told Mrs. Wiggs that I'm pregnant again, I've got to find a bigger house. She said, come here, Mrs. Mullen, and I'll show you. She showed her that big house next door, gray house, 2-story. She said, that's up for rent. So she gave her the name of the owner. And the family, they moved down the hill to the 639 Washington Street. We lived there. Tommy was born. No, not Tommy. Stanley was born. And Roy was born. Thank you. And Roy was born.
He was in the buggy.
And it was just a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. We knew all our neighbors. And every summer, we lived out on 639 Washington Street. We played under the arc light at night, and the children played hard. The parents sat on the porch and talked. We'd go to bed. Then one day, there came such an invention as a radio. And all of a sudden, everybody had to go in at 8 o'clock to hear Amos and Andy. So that was the end of those nights out there. So that was a wonderful life. We did enjoy living there. Mama went on and she had, well, which was the first one? Stanley and Roy. How could I forget those little devils? and then it was Fern and Winnie. And when she had a little rest and paid for it by having twins, Peggy and Patsy, followed by Barbara Jean. So we all grew up there in that neighborhood. We were close friends. We had a wonderful life there. We had a wonderful parent. And Mama cooked. She'd buy from the peddler up the street, and we cooked in the hot summer, and boy, we ate good in the winter. So that was our happy Mullen family. Today, I live in a neighborhood. I think I've lived there over 10 years. I do know the man next door for 10 years. I've known him. Down the street, I have no idea who was there. I don't know who lives across the street. And no children play under the arc light. They're home watching television. So that was our life on 639 Washington Street. And it was a good time. Thank you.
I wanted Lucille to tell about, she said that our grandmother had a covered wagon in the backyard. Is that right, Lucille?
Yes, she did.
She did?
They came to visit us in a covered wagon
Isn't
from
that
Gray
so
Eagle,
sweet?
California.
Now, I want to tell you, Winnie and I were youngsters, and I guess we weren't right going to school yet. And Mom's going to have the twins. We don't know anything about babies. It's a movie. So, anyway, Lucille said, you two go outside, and you watch for the stork that's going to come over by the high school. And she said, she's going to leave the high school and come right over to our house and going to bring us a baby. Winnie and I were out in that backyard, stretching our necks, looking and looking and looking. But darn, we missed it. We missed it because pretty soon Lucille came out and said, here's the babies. We have two of them. But we were so angry with Lucille because we found out later. We're still angry with Lucille for making us stay out there all that time. Right. We're going to have just a moment away from the microphone. Anyone who wants to take a picture of the cake, you want to do it now because the server wants to be there.
What about all the siblings?
Oh, we're going to take a picture of all the siblings because we're all here now. What's left of us, we're all here. You want to do that now? Okay, can we go over here and do it?